الله الرحمن الرحيم. الصلاة والسلام على أشرف المرسلين. I return back. Now, welcome to the course titled Mastering English Word Orders. This course is designed as a complete guide to sentence structure and practice in English. My name is Daqish Mukhtar, Dr. Daqish Mukhtar, and I will guide you through key rules, structure, and practice activities to help you become confident in using English sentence patterns correctly. So let's start. We begin with the basic structure of English sentences. The most common structure is subject plus verb plus object. So this is the very close sentence, which is subject, verb, and object. This order is typical in English and helps sentences make clear sentence. For instance, she eats apples. She eats apples. Let's write this here. She eats apples. In these sentences, we have subject, we have verb, and we have an object. So this is subject, this is an object, and this is an object. Now, in comparison, to other languages, the word order may differ. In Arabic, for example, it is common to start with the verb, while in the Japanese, the order is often subject, object, and verb. Is it clear? Let's add here a slide. If comparing, sorry. Pause. So in comparison to other language, however, in comparison to other languages, for example, in Arabic, so the word order generally is as follows. Normally in Arabic we have to start with the verb, we use the subject, then we use in complement. However, in Japanese language, so the word order Just follow. Complements or sorry, is objects plus sorry, we have subject plus object plus verb. In English, we have see the word order is we have to start with subject. The subject is followed by, in general case, by the verb, and we complete with the objects. So we see here that each language has its characteristics and patterns that guide the structure of sentences. In Arabic, we have to start with the verb. In Japanese, we start with the subject, but the subject is followed by the object. However, in English, the word order is as follows. The sentence must have the subject and is followed by the object and is followed by the object, complement, adjunct, adverbial, etc. So this is a comparison to other languages. Let's practice what we have said. We have here eats, morning, breakfast, she, and every. And in the second sentence, we have dog, the, taste, cat, the. Let's reproduce this in here, in these places here. Or Pakistan, here, Pakistan. Pakistan. Sorry, Pakistan, here. Try to reorder this sentence correctly. Sorry. In the first sentence, we said that the sentence must start with subject. Subject can be direct noun, pronoun, and every word that refers to a noun. Here we have the word she. So she is subject. She, which is subject, sorry, which is subject, sorry. Plus, where is the verb here? The verb here is eats. She eats, which is a verb here. We use. She eats what? Breakfast. She eats breakfast. Breakfast, which is what? An object, and precisely which is direct object, plus every morning. Every morning. Normally this every morning is an adjunct. Adjuncts. It's okay. We have here subject. She eats breakfast every morning. And the last is subject plus verb plus direct object plus adjuncts. And let's move this and make it an English language, an English sentence. And full stop. She eats breakfast every day, every morning. And the second one here is follow. Up here. That is. We have dog, the, chased, cat, the. Here, we began by the dog chased the cat, and full stop. We have the dog. The dog is the subject, chased verb, and the cat is the complement. Okay, let's move to the basic sentence structure. In the last sentence, we reviewed the most common English sentence structure, and this is why we are going to pass to practice time. For this sentence here, we have they sent her a letter. So they is, sorry, they. So if we try to put, sorry, they is subject, here, of subject, plus they sent, oh, sorry, subject, sent is a verb, then her is indirect object, EO, and the last one is direct objects. So, sorry here, we can say that this, they, is the subject. Sent is a verb. Her is an indirect object, and a letter is direct objects. The second one, okay, so we identify here each function of every word here. We identified subjects, we identified verb, and the remaining are, say this remaining here, these two remaining words here, her letters are objects. They are direct objects and indirect objects. So these are both direct objects and indirect objects. Her is indirect object and a letter is a direct object. Normally we say they sent a letter to her. Why they sent? They sent a letter. To whom? They sent a letter to her. So her is indirect object and a letter direct objects. Let's move to questions and word order. In question and word order, and when we try to forming questions, in this section, forming questions involves rearranging sentence structure. For yes and no question, we place auxiliary verb in this. We place auxiliary verbs first, followed by the subjects. For example, here, let's take an example here. Sorry. Let's do here this. For example, let's take an example here. And we say that in yes, no question, we use auxiliary verb followed by the subjects. As in the following. As in the following example. Do you like reading? And we put the question mark. Normally, you like, you like reading. So to transform this sentence to a question or yes, no question, we proceed as follows. We said that we start with the auxiliary verb, and the auxiliary verb here is do. And we write the sentence. Do you like reading? And we add the question mark. Do you like reading? Another example. Another example. Another example. They are here. So if we for your form yes no question, we start with auxiliary verb. Do they, are they here? Sorry, are they here? And we add the question mark. Are they here? We can say yes, or we can say no, they aren't here. In W8 questions, yeah, the second one, in W8 questions, we start with a question word like where, what, when, or why. We start with questions or words beginning by WH. This is why we say WH. WH word, which is what, where, what, where, when, and why. So let's take example. Where do you live? And use the question mark. Where do you live? Oh, sorry, where? Where do you live? Here we start with a question, WH question. And do you live here? Do you live? Yes or no? And where do you live? You should specify a place where you live. So here, if we deconstruct, we have here yes, no question. Yes, no question. Do you live? And we add the WH question. What, where, when, why? And here, since we are asking about the place where do you live, and we use here where, which means أين. Let's practice this. She is your teacher. She is your teacher. If we transform it to a correct question, we proceed as follow. As follow. Is she your teacher? And we add this. She, subject, verb, complement. Here we verb, subject, complement, and question mark. They went to the market. Did they did they go to the market? We add here did, subject, auxiliary verb, subject, go to the market. And there is some trick. You say they went in the past, but why we use here the present simple? When forming a question, the verb normally is or take the verb take the present simple or form. Go. They go. Did they go? Did she go? And etc. Okay. In the negative, or to make a negative sentence, we use auxiliary verb like do or be, followed by not. In auxiliary verb, in the auxiliary verb, I use auxiliary verb like do or be, and we add not to the sentence. Example, she likes a pizza. In the negative, say she does not like pizza. Or sorry, She does not sorry, no, it's not John. She does not like pizza. Okay, yeah, auxiliary verb and nuts. Another example, they are coming. In the negative, they are not coming. In here, they are not coming. It's simple. However, in some cases, we also use negative adverbs such as never, rarely, or hardly ever to express a negative frequency. We can say, or we can use negative adverbials like never or rarely or hardly ever to express, to express negative frequency. Okay? So let's practice. Now, he plays football. So make the following sentence negative. He plays football. They are coming. He does not does not play football and full stop. And this sentence is here. This is here. The answer of this is this, which is they are not coming. They're not coming. Insert. Adverbial placement. Let's move to the adverbial placements. Adverbs describe how, when, where, and how often an action occurs. They can be categorized into frequency, such as always, sometimes. They can be categorized into manner, such as quickly, happily, and they can be characterized into time, for example, yesterday, now, or they can be categorized into a degree, for example, very and quite. Adverbs can appear at the beginning, at the beginning, at the middle, sorry. Oh, okay. Middle. Or at the end of a sentence. Example. Let's take example. Usually, I eat breakfast or breakfast. How often? And this is breakfast usually here is An adverb which refer to frequency. How many times I eat breakfast? I usually eat breakfast. I always. Another example. I always wake early. I always, how often I wake up? I always wake early. Another example, she works hard every day. So these are examples of the placements of the adverb at the beginning. Always, I always here also, and she works hard and every day. Oh, sorry. Every day. So let's move to practice time. She rarely eats chocolate. Normally, she rarely eats chocolates. And they go to the school at the bed, or we can say every day they go to school. So here we use the adverb at the end, and here at the beginning. It's the same. Moving to the prepositional phrases. And prepositional phrases tell us about time, place, or manner. They usually follow the verb. And they follow the verb. Meaning that their place is just after the verb. He sat on the chair. He sat, which is a verb here. This is a verb. So on prepositional phrases, on the chair, just after the verb. And she ran is the verb here. And we said that the prepositional phrases follow the verb, and this is she ran with joy. And this is prepositional. This is preposition. This is a prepositional phrases. And also this is a prepositional of here, prepositional phrase here. With the joy is present phrase, and on the chair is present phrase, and it's follow the immediately the verb. The complex sentences. In English also use complex sentence structures that include subordinate clauses, conditionals, relative clauses, and indirect questions. In these courses, we are going to give you a snapshot on this complex sentence, and complex sentence will be a subject of another lecture. Let's take example here. Example, when she arrived, she arrived, he was working. So the here subordinates we have when he was working, when she arrived. We have here, this is sentence, and this is second sentence. Okay, let's do that. This is a sentence, and this is a second sentence. First one, second one. She was working when she arrived. كان يخدم كي جات هي. Okay. كان يعمل عندما جاءت هي. We have to separate meaningful sentence. He was working. She arrived, and we use here when to combine these two sentences. Another example, if he comes, we will leave. If, sorry, preposition. If he comes, if he comes, sorry for this missing. If he comes, we will leave. We will leave is a complete, meaningful sentence. And this is a conditional here. If he comes, we will live, we will not live unless he comes. There is a condition. هناك شرط أن ما نروحش إلا في حالة ما إذا يأتي. Another example of the boy who lived next door is my friend. And let's move this out. The boy is my friend. This is a complete, meaningful sentence. And however, when we add this, who live next door. So who live next door is a relative clause. Okay? An indirect question, example about an indirect question. I wonder where she is. Let's take this out. Where she is normally is a question. Yes or no? However, if we use or if we add the following, I wonder where she is an indirect question. So correct for in practice, correct the following. I know where is she. The correct way is I know where she is. Thank you. Sorry. Oh, sorry here. Also, this is for us. If he comes, tell me. This is conditional here. It's clear? Let's go to the emphasis and inversion. To emphasize certain part of a sentence, English uses cleft sentence like, I want John who. It was John who, or fronting like, in the kitchen stood a tall man. In negative adverbials, such as never or rarely can cause inversion. Okay, never have I seen this before. Practice. Emphasis, the car. John bought the car. We can say here, it was the car that John bought. It was what? The car. We make an emphasis on the car, not John, not what he did, what he did. The focus here is on the car. It was the car that John bought. هنا ركزنا على السيارة، ما ركزناش على من ولا ماذا فعل، ركزنا على الشيء الذي حصل عليه اللي هو the car. In the passive sentences, in the passive voice, the object of the action becomes the subject of the sentence. Example, active versus practice. The object, we say that the objects became subjects of the sentence. Okay, the objects became the subject. المفعول به يصبح الفاعل. The chief cooked the meal. This is an active sentence. In the passive, or in the passive, the meal. So here is the object. This is object. The meal here became the subject. Okay, this is here the object. And here the same word meal became the subject of the sentence. The meal was cooked. by the chief. The object in verse 2, subject. The meal here is the object. In the passive sentence, this object became the subject of the passive sentence. So in the practice, change the following sentence to the passive form, voice. The chief cooked the meal, which is the first. Let's do the second one. They built the house in 1920. The house, first, let's identify where is the object in the sentence. Here, the house is the subject, the house. And we said that the subject of the active sentence became the object of the active sentence became the subject of the passive sentence. So we identify that that house is the active if the object in the passive active sentence. So it became the passive in the it became the subject in the passive sentence. So we begin with it. The house was built in 1920. Okay, this is here. This became the subject of the passive voice or the passive sentence. So to recap this sentence, let's make this practice. Always she is late, and he to school goes every day. He is always late. واش قلنا؟ هنا عندنا adverbials, adverb of man, frequency. Adverb of frequency واش قلنا عليه؟ It's follow the verb. Always of manner or the adverbs follows the verb. So she is subject, is a verb. So always, which is adjective, which is an adverb, have to follow the verb, and late is the complement. He to school goes every day. What is the subject here? The subject here is he. In the structure, we have subject plus verb. So what is the verb here? The verb here is the verb go, goes. How many times he goes to school? He goes to school every day. And this is an adverb of time, every month, frequency, how many times he goes to school. Okay, so every day he goes to school. And congratulations. Congratulations. Why? Because you have now complete the video course on English word order. Keep practicing. practicing. So keep practicing and applying these rules in your writing and speaking. I hope this course has helped you feel more confident and constructing English sentence. Thank you for watching. Salam.